Alright guys, so sitting here in my garage, I've got this 1959 Studebaker. It's been sitting here for, well, since I've moved into this house. I've owned this truck since I was 14, and I've done a lot of work to it, a lot of work that needs to be redone because I'd done it when I was 14. But first thing we got to do is we're going to see if this thing will start. It's got a 350 Chevy engine in it. The carburetor's pretty gummed up right now. It hasn't been started in probably 10-12 years. So we're going to see if we can get it freed up. We're going to change the spark plugs, do a few other things, see if we can get the engine to start. Then we're going to do some other work on it too. So we're going to get going on this thing and see if we can get it started up. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is pop that packing thing. Anyway, we'll get this air cleaner out of the way. It's pretty dirty. See our accelerator pump here? This plumb froze up. So first thing we got to do is get this Edelbrock carburetor off here and see if we can get this thing started. Alright guys, so we got this carburetor off. Now we got to rebuild on it. I've got a rebuild kit over there. So we're going to pull this apart and get it fixed up.
Alright, we're gonna get these spark plugs out here. So yeah. Looks real nice. Throw these freshies in here. Nice and good. Alright, we're gonna get these here AC Delcos thrown in here. Because that's what we have. Done.
Done?
Yeah. Alright guys, these spark plugs look really good. I'm just kidding, they look terrible. So, on to the next step. I don't know yet. Got her all cleaned up. Pretty much. Reassembling carburetor.
You gotta put the gasket on.
Oh yeah.
Before I put the floats on, I'm thinking.
Might help.
Alright guys, so here we are. 16 cans of parts cleaner later. And a carburetor kit. We got her all cleaned up. I think she's gonna work. We're gonna get this put back on. So we gotta find our gasket though and take these rags out of here. That'd be a fell. Gasket though. Oh, here it is. That's where I left it. There's me gasket. Alright, this will work better now. Alright guys, so now we gotta change this fuel pump. The fuel pump has a problem, it leaks. Therefore it leaks fuel into the crankcase, which is a bad deal. You don't want fuel in your crankcase, so I know that because it was doing that before I quit starting it. I should have kept starting it, but I didn't. And so we are going to change the fuel pump. I'm going to get Josh to change the fuel pump. Yeah, that's a better idea. That's a better idea. Have the boy do it. Well, we got this here fuel pump out, but I think our new one has different size fittings, so we might have to round up some parts.
So we got this old fuel pump out. Now we get this nice chrome shiny new one in. Look a lot better.
Alright, so the guy got his little person to put this here fuel pump on. We got to hook up the lines. First thing we got to do though is we got to get this fuel tank drained, because that gas in there's got to be nasty. So we're going to hook that air hose up to the fuel filler, put this here and hold it in here, and hopefully we'll get our nasty gas out of there. You ready? Alright guys, so we got to get this battery box taken care of. I'm going to get that built. Something to hold the battery so that we can get a battery put in it so we can try to crank this thing over. While I'm doing that, we got Josh down here. He's going to jack it up so that we can change the oil on this old girl. Because it's been a minute or two since that's been done, and I don't want to try to crank it up with the old oil in it. Got her jacked up. That sounding real good. Listen to that. Spin it. Oh yeah.
Should be fine.
It'll be fine. We got this jacked up. We got a couple jack stands under there for safety.
Yeah.
We're gonna send Josh under there to change on the oil. Come on, how big a boy are you?
Apparently not big enough.
I'm not big enough. I put that thing in there when I was like 14 probably.
Okay, there we go.
But this is some pretty good looking oil.
Watch me cross-thread it. How far is that thing gonna shoot?
Oh, wait.
Right there. Oh, that is good looking.
Alright, so we don't have an oil filter wrench, so we're just going to send it with these great big channel locks here. The right thing.
Use the right tool for the job.
Yeah. I'm
Dang.
probably going to have to turn them around the other way so you can get some grip.
Dang, these are high quality.
They're Hobo Freights.
Yeah, that's how you know it's good. Yeah, turn.
There you go. Now you can get some grip.
Thing was on there, man.
Yeah, who put that on? Who's the idiot? No, wait. It's probably you should put a hole in it.
Probably.
It might be easier just to shove a screwdriver through it and twist on her.
Arm's going to sleep here. Man, Dad, do you remember tightening it?
No. Come on. A little. So you're gonna need some help.
No help. We don't need it.
Down there around the bottom where you can, if you do it up high, it's just gonna squish. There you go, it's moving.
Good heavens.
Twist with your hand now.
I don't put my hand on there.
Man up.
Dude, that thing is still on there.
Somebody must not have put any oil on that. Or it's just dried up. It's probably
both.
Just dried up. The gasket's stuck to it, that's the problem. There she comes. A long fought battle. Who will come out ahead? Oil filter 3, Josh 0.
3?
Oh. Josh 3, oil filter 0.
Yeah. You want to get me a rag or something?
Get that filler off there and then you'll learn one.
Ow. Well. Oh, I'm dropping down my sleeve here.
Oh, there you go. Long fought battle. Josh comes out victorious. That's some delicious looking
It smells
oil.
like gas.
Had gas in it because that fuel pump was bad and it was leaking gas into it. Alright, so we got this brand new Wix filter we're going to put on here. You can see it's been sitting around the garage a day or two. A little bit of dust on it, but that's okay. We're going to make sure we put some oil on it this time so she'll come off easy. It's all dirty from crawling under here. That's why you need to get yourself one of these kids to do this stuff for you. So you don't have to get under there and get all dirty and such.
What is that?
Not a bad deal.
Get me off that. That's not coming off. That's oily.
It's the old Haviland oil filter on there. That's a few years old.
Oh, hat.
It's bent up pretty good. We're going to get some new oil in it now and build a battery box. Put some gas in it and we'll crank her over, see what happens. Got ourselves 5 quarts of this 10W30 full synthetic we're going to put in here. See how that goes for us.
Crack this open here. America.
Made in America.
None of that other.
That'll give us at least 50 extra horse torques right there. In this 350 Chevy.
See if I can spill it.
This is actually, this engine probably only has a bit less than 500 miles on it. It hasn't really been driven since I've dropped it in here. It just looks old because it's been sitting. We'll see how she runs when we get it fired up. This is 5 quarts. And that's what it'll take to fill this thing up. Alright, so we're just going to bolt this to here. We'll weld that battery box to here with a couple pieces coming out and one brace going down. So that's what we're going to get on now. Alright guys, so we got this mounted up here. That was double walled, so I had to weld some nuts into the fender well, and then we bolted that bar to it. And this one is going to sit right here, and then we'll run one down from the front to the firewall there to stabilize it as well. So I'm just going to weld this to the piece of angle iron that's bolted to the firewall. Alright guys, so we got our battery tray all welded in. We welded a brace here down to the inner fender. And then this we bolted here like I showed you before, and then we just welded this to here. So we're just going to set our battery in there and that should hold it.
It's like it was made for it.
Just like it was made for it.
into the smell test here. Make sure nothing's on fire.
We're gonna hook our battery up and make sure nothing smokes, because it's been a while since this thing's had power. Positive going on.
Scared.
Should be hot. I don't see anything smoking.
Yeah. Don't smell anything, don't.
Must be good.
That's weird.
You know what we're ready for? We need some gas in it. Then we're ready to try to crank this sucker over. Alright, we're going to give this thing a drink. And then we're going to see if it'll fire off. I didn't think it'd do it without fuel, so the tank was completely empty.
Starts pouring out the bottom.
Might.
5 gallons later.
Alright, we got our 50-to-1 chainsaw gas here. We'll just dump a little down the old yap here. See if this thing will bark off. Alright, you ready?
I guess.
Let's see what she'll do. Hey, check that out. Just got to get some fuel pumping up to it. She runs, but that filter's leaking.
Oh yeah.
Some serious leakage going on there, so we got to fix that before we run it for too long. Sweet.
Wow.
Okay. Well, right there, that's our problem. This O-ring is done. So we'll see if we can find something laying around here. Probably not. We'll probably have to wait till tomorrow. Go to the auto parts, get a new filter. But we'll see what we can do. Alright, so we dug through the glove box of the old girl. Happened to have this inline filter there, so we're going to throw that in and then see if she'll fire up again on idle for a minute maybe. Alright, we got the new fuel filter put on so it's not leaking now. We're going to fire this thing up. See what happens if I can turn the key. Alright, here we go. Bring the thunder! Ah! Bring the thunder again! That fuel filter's not full of. Fill her up with a little chainsaw gas. Alright, here we go. Bring the thunder. Alright guys, so there you go. After 12 years, it runs again. We gotta let it idle tomorrow, get it up to temp. We'll update you on that. Because I don't dare run it too long tonight. It's like 9:30 at night and my neighbors are like 2 feet away because of the neighborhood I live in. And so we don't want to bother them too much. I'm sure they're already awake. And yeah, we're gonna get it out tomorrow, power wash it up, clean it up, and we'll make some more videos on this truck because we're going to start working on it. Alright guys, so we got the old truck running. We got it set out and idle today for about 15-20 minutes. Thermostat open. Everything works good. Heater core's leaking. Not surprised with it sitting that kind of time. We did take the power washer, we cleaned it all up. Power washed everything down in here. Got all the grease and everything off of it. It's looking a lot better. The cats have been sitting on the seats in there and stuff, and we got those cleaned up. I'm gonna seal that off so they can't get back in there. But stay tuned. We're gonna have some more videos coming out on this truck. We're gonna put a different rear end in it, and once we have the rear end done, we're gonna turn it around. The engine's coming out, front end's coming off, because there's a lot of welding and stuff that needs to be done up here. When I welded this Mustang 2 front end in here, I was probably 15, 16 years old at the oldest. I can't remember, right around that age. And I done the work like a 16-year-old would do it. So I'm going to have to pull that off. A lot of the welds and stuff need to be ground down and redone. But anyway, that's what's going to be coming up with this truck. We're going to get it back on the road at some point. The transmission in it's dead. It's if I put transmission fluid in it, it will go forward, but it won't go backward. So it's going to have a new transmission put in it. So we're going to do that. And stay tuned. We'll see you on the next one.